is happening? The matchup now shifts to Brooklyn on Saturday. Fox Bet Sportsbook has the Nets as a 4-point favorite. Game 3. Looking to get back on board, back in the game. Shannon, do you think Brooklyn can recover from last night's loss?
I don't see it happening. Now, could it happen, Skip? I'm going to give it a 5% chance. But to say after what we've seen, because they're so dependent on Kyrie and KD, Skip, they've got to score 40. They got to be somewhere between 60 and 70 points. And even though they got great production, you're asking an awful lot. Kevin Durant, we need you. He averages 27. But KD, we're going to probably need you to average about 8, 9 more points per game in the playoffs than what your regular season average is. Kyrie, we need you to do. Skip, you're asking these guys to do an awful lot to do this basically for over the next 5 games while playing 40-plus minutes a night. When the Celtics can throw so many different bodies. Skip, this is what you want. This is all you got right here. This is all you got. I mean, you guys can't play any better from a role player standpoint than what you got last night. You got Dragic, and Skip, remember I said the other night, you believe Dragic can do, hit 6 of his first 8 shots?
And I said yes.
And he went 8 of 14. He had 18 points. Bruce Brown, he had 23 points. You got Seth Curry, who had 16 points. Skip, you got great production from where you needed it. But you're asking KD and Kyrie on a nightly basis to give me somewhere between 32 and 40 points a night. That's a lot of pressure. Nobody has had more to stomach more low. Maybe LeBron and Kyrie when they were in Cleveland. But Skip, you're asking these guys to do an awful lot. I don't believe it can happen because Boston have so many bodies. Skip, they played 8 guys last night. 7 of them had double figures. So they can get anything they want because all I know is whoever Dragic got, he gonna get the ball. Whoever Seth Curry, end up having Seth Curry had to guard Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's gonna get the ball. Whoever Kyrie, whoever Patty Mills, that's who's gonna get the ball. So you're limited on what you can do on the defensive end. Skip, that's not who you are. You look at your guy. KD is not a defensive guy. Bruce Brown, Drummond, Curry, Kyrie, Patty Mills, Dragic. Those are not defensive guys. And you're asking them, and that's how you're going to get back in this game, unless there's a call that says, look, man, y'all need to call some more of these fouls. Hey, they get a little bit too physical, and maybe KD shoot 30 free throws. But other than that, I don't see him. I give him a 5% chance. 5. I thought it would be 6 games. I'm still taking Boston in 6.
6?
Yeah.
Well, after that means the Nets are going to win a couple games here pretty quickly, right?
Yeah. Well, it's 6 games. I still think the Celtics are going to win. Yeah, I think they'll win game 3.
Win game.
I think the Nets are going to win game. I think the Nets win game 3.
So they're not done.
No,
right?
no, not done.
Okay.
But I don't see them coming back and winning this series. I don't see them winning 4 to 5 games.
You have to have the Nets then winning 2 of the next 3 games, right?
Oh, I got the Celtics in 6.
Okay. So even after 2-0, right?
Yeah, but Skip, all
okay,
Celtics.
So you still got lots of respect. If the Nets are going to win 2 of the next 3, you're way ahead of me, man.
Here's the thing, though, Skip. All the Celtics did was protect home court. Now the Nets get an opportunity to go home and protect their home court. That's it. Now somebody, the series, somebody in order for the Nets to win, they're gonna have to take a game from Boston on their home court.
Okay, I'm going to reread one of my tweets that I read in the A block of this show. And this tweet says, KD and Kyrie are on their way to joining Lagon in Cancun because they're on their way. I think mentally both of them are in Cancun as we speak. They got devastated and annihilated and got their hearts snatched in both games in Boston, both on a silver platter to win, both lost. And KD could do nothing against Boston's defense. And he was talking it out after the game. I got to figure this out. He said, I got to be more patient, but sometimes I got to speed up. That line alone told me
he don't know what to do.
Lost it, man. He has no idea how to attack that defense. His coach probably has less of an idea because they do not adjust.
Man, they just get about, okay, Kyrie.
Is it your turn or your turn?
Okay, KD, that's their offense.
Will they suddenly install some plays off which Kevin will start in the low block and run off a pick to get a wide open jumper coming off a pick? They don't have that in their arsenal.
Right.
They don't do that. That's against their philosophy. And I think Kyrie and Kevin would probably laugh at that notion if today Steve Nash says, let's put in a play where you come off big penguin. Just come off his backside, and as you curl off him, Kyrie will hit you with a pass, and you catch it and go straight up, and you're going to have a wide-open 16-foot jump shot, right?
That's normally what they do for Seth Curry and Patty Mills.
All right, but do you ever see them run a play like that?
No.
It's always Kevin's over here on the side, like here, and they lob him the ball, and they have to lob it so high and outside because somebody, Horford or maybe it's Jason Tatum, are just draped all over him, and they're fronting him, so they're denying it's not even an entry pass. It's an exit pass.
Right.
It goes so far, it goes toward the sideline, and Kevin has to leap for it and catch it going away from the basket and then try to turn into the defense. And he's like, I don't know where to go with this. I don't have the greatest handle. How do I beat this man?
Well, they've done a great job of pushing him away from the basket, Skip. It's not like, and KD is not a guy that likes to post up with his back to the basket. Skip, if you like you said, he's catching the ball 17, 18 feet out.
It's just absurd. I mean, it's embarrassing for me to watch it, being the basketball fan I am, because I know as soon as he catches it, he's got no chance.
Right.
No chance.
He's so far from the basket.
Yeah, you're too far. And even if you do somehow get half a step on Jason Tatum, Horford's going to be right in your face.
He's coming.
And he's going to come at you hard. And they don't mind fouling him like football fouling because they're taking their pound of flesh. They're pounding and pounding. He doesn't like it. They're showing you he does not enjoy the contact. Some guys enjoy the contact. Some guys thrive on it.
Well, Skip, he has a thin frame.
He's skinny. He's strong, but he's skinny. And so their idea is, yeah, we're going to foul him, but we're going to foul him up, man. We're going to foul him up psychologically, where after a while he's going to say, no mas, I don't want any more of this.
And the thing is, Skip, anytime he puts the ball down and he turns his back, somebody's coming from the backside. Because they realize by the time he realizes that they're there, they either have the ball or they've made him pick up his dribble. And so now I can get back to where I need to be, because you're not just finna just raise up and shoot the ball. He wants to catch the ball in rhythm, get a dribble, raise up and shoot the ball.
So when I first went to New York, you'd walk down like 7th Avenue into Times Square, and they'd say, don't ever put your wallet in your back jeans pocket because you'll get it pilfered. Well, Kevin, the basketball is like a wallet in his back pocket. He's the easiest mark for a pickpocket because the ball's just up in the air. It's just like...
He's dribbling the ball, it's up here.
That's what I'm saying. He's dribbling it so high. It's absurd to watch it because he's got no chance, and I do not trust that they're going to adjust. And he seems to have no clue after games as to how to adjust. And Kyrie was lifeless last night.
Skip, do you realize Dragic had more shot attempts than Kyrie? And played
just lifeless. And again, I thought Kyrie would feed off the Boston crowd, and you cannot tell me that they weren't going at Kyrie just as hard as they were in Game 1.
Of course.
And for some reason, he went into his shell. For some reason, he didn't use that as his rocket fuel. For some reason, he looked like he didn't really care last night. And it was like Kevin's night, well, if he can't do it, I don't really feel like it. And Kevin's always said to Kyrie, he can be moody. Well, he was in the wrong mood last night. I don't have any idea what to expect from him back in Brooklyn, but Fox Bet is saying they're a 4-point favorite. I don't like their chances. And if they lose Game 3, I don't think they have enough pride as a basketball team because they've been so troubled all year. I don't think there's any reservoir of pride on this basketball team. Boston has deep pride. Ime has instilled. He's brought that Popovich mentality on defense, and he's brought a new culture of we're tough. We are Boston strong. They are Boston strong. And they attack you on the defensive end, and they impose their will.
Skip, I don't know the exact game. I don't know the exact moment when it flipped for the Celtics. But something flipped.
Well, you kept telling me that they keep winning by 35 points.
Hold on now. I understand that there's some teams that, you catch a team and they don't really have any stars and one of their best players might be out. But they were beating some really good teams, Skip. They were beating teams by 20 and 25 points. You don't just go out there and willingly just beat you might beat an Orlando or a lesser tier team, but they were beating some really good teams by 40, by 20, by 30. And you started looking at them, hold on. They're holding these teams, and then you look at the athlete, and for whatever reason, man, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they can't play together. They can't. Look here, don't y'all do nothing. They can play together. Jason Tatum is 24 years old. 24. He's getting better every year. Jaylen Brown, the athleticism is off the chart. Marcus Smart understands his role. Let me facilitate. Let me play defense. They leave me alone. I hit a three.
The guy who's taken over is Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Because Jason is spending all of his energy on KD.
Yes.
And
but Skip, the first 3 quarters, Jaylen Brown did not have it going.
No, but he had it going on the fourth.
In the fourth, he had those 2 big threes. He go into the basket.
And I'm gonna say this one time because it drives me crazy. When he gets the ball at the top of the circle, he travels every time and they never call it because he just starts running with the ball. He runs with the ball before he dribbles it, and it gives him a half step.
Right.
And nobody calls it. In college, you'd get whistled right out of the gym on that. I'm sorry. But here's the point, big picture point. Here's the stat of the day. The Boston Celtics are 40-1 when leading in a 7-game series 2-0. 40-1.
Who put that one on him?
Okay. Well, LeBrick put it on him. He put it on him, but who wasn't there? Kyrie couldn't play in that series. Remember, he was out at that point. So it was all these kids taking Lagon all the way to Game 7 that happened to be back in Boston.
You know anybody else that was on that team other than LeBron? I didn't think you did. That's what he did. Down 2-0.
Really?
He had no business. Game 7 in the Garden? Who goes to the Boston Garden on a Game 7 and win?
Okay, but that was 2018, and you just told me Jason Tatum's 24 years old?
Yeah.
Well,
he probably was a rookie then.
So it's 4 years ago. He was 20 years old?
Probably was
19
rookie then.
years old? Okay, well, that's who you're up against. Well, if you're the GOAT, as you say, you're the